Are you a fan of the popular manga and anime series Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba? If you are, then you've probably heard of Muichiro Tokito. But who really is he? Well, there's a lot more to this character than meets the eye. Join us as we delve into the skilled and enigmatic swordsman Muichiro Tokito's story, and stick around this video to learn everything you need to know about this fascinating character. So let's begin with traveling back to Muichiro's childhood. A woodcutter and his wife gave birth to Muichiro and his older twin brother Yuichiro. When they were 10 years old, their mother suffered a cold that turned into bronchitis and killed her. Their father died after falling off a cliff while attempting to fetch their mother some medical plants during a storm. Muichiro adopted their father's compassion and sensitive traits, and the two orphan siblings managed to survive together. Yuichiro, in contrast, had a chilly and uncaring attitude towards life. Amane Ubuyashiki, the husband of Kagaya Ubuyashiki, arrived the next spring to enlist the twins in the Demon Slayer Corps. Yuichiro's cold and unwelcoming reception clashed with Muichiro's delight. Yuichiro disclosed in an outburst that he had adopted a cold demeanor in the hopes that it would protect him and his brother from harm, because he believed his parents' deaths were the result of their selflessness and hard work. Yuichiro chased Amane away every time she tried to visit the twins. The twins were 11 years old the following summer when the demon broke into their cabin in the middle of the night and attacked. As Yuichiro fought to defend Muichiro, he lost his left arm. Muichiro became enraged and fought the demon with all the weapons they had at their disposal, as well as wooden logs, as the demon harassed them for their worthlessness. Muichiro dragged himself back to the house by daylight as the demon had faded into ash. He discovered Yuichiro there, who was on the verge of death and was pleading with God for his brother to live. While his brother was dying, he lay next to him and held his hand. Later, Amane and her daughters showed there to help Muichiro, who had been gravely injured. After that, Muichiro would become completely forgetful and depart from his previous existence to join the Demon Slayer Corps. He achieved the rank of a Hashira in less than 2 months due to his outstanding strength and extremely thorough training. Muichiro's memories were gone, and he started to adopt his older brother's character, becoming distant and uncaring. The intense fury he felt inside, though, was what compelled him to go hunting for demons. He also encountered Kyojuro Rengoku in the Demon Slayer Corps during this time, who advised him to act as responsibly as a fellow Hashira. Muichiro also got to know his late swordsmith Tetsuido, who showed sympathy and understanding for the little child and his difficult circumstances. Now, how about we look at Muichiro's appearance? It would be intriguing to observe how he displays himself. Muichiro is a young boy of short stature, with a lean, athletic build and long, straight black hair that turns turquoise as it approaches his waist. He has an unkempt fringe that covers his forehead, loose hair that hangs in 2 bunches from either side of his head, and 2 slightly shorter hairs that are left down to frame his face. His wide, mint green eyes appear to be empty. He has eyes that are always vacant and doesn't usually show any emotion. In contrast to the cuffed Gakuran look, his Demon Slayer outfit has broad, open sleeves and does not cover his calves, giving it a kimono-like appearance. His uniform appears to be loose and large overall, and there are no textile bands around his calves. He also wears dark blue tabi socks and a pair of white ziri with dark blue straps. Now, looking into his personality, Muichiro is an egocentric individual who seems to be daydreaming all the time and has trouble focusing on anything. He tends to think solely for himself and rely solely on intellect, never allowing emotions to affect him, which makes him appear utterly heartless and apathetic. He has a generally caustic and irreverent demeanor, yet he has shown the ability to become serious when called upon. And he is dedicated to his position as Mist Hashira for the Demon Slayer Corps. He does not let his feelings control him. Instead, he uses reason to make decisions. He was, nevertheless, much more sympathetic and kind-hearted before his elder twin died. He was shown to have a higher level of kindness and understanding, following in his father's footsteps and believing that he should try to do good for others if he wanted good to be done for him. After a demon kills his sibling, Muichiro loses his memories and becomes docile. After then, he was driven by an unavoidable, thoroughly suppressed rage that he carried with him always. He is a demon slayer, but that's not something easy peasy to do. Then how? Well, for that, he does have some special skills. Number 1. He is a master swordsman. Given that he has the title of Hashira, it may not surprise us that despite being young, he has managed to develop such a skill and is capable of competing with some of the more seasoned Hashiras. Even upper rank 1 Kokushibo, the strongest swordsman of the current era who has lived for roughly 30 times longer than Muichiro, was astounded by the young man's swordsmanship despite his youth. Number 2. He has extremely quick reflexes and speed. Muichiro is able to battle demons and move at a speed similar to teleportation. Despite being able to keep up with Upper Moon Demon's movements, Tanjiro Kamado was able to easily outreact him in terms of reflexes, even though he could not equal his speed. As seen by his ability to slice through 10,000 slugs in a split second, and even send them all flying before their blood reached him. Muichiro's exceptional reflexes and speed were further demonstrated during his battle with Upper Moon Gyoko. Muichiro also has excellent control over his own movement speed with his obscuring clouds technique, which compels him to switch between dazzling bursts of speed faster than the eye can see and extremely sluggish motions. Number 3. He has extremely strong physical strength, exceptional endurance, and stamina. Muichiro has a physique that is among the smallest and weakest among the demon slayers and Hashira, but he has shown physical strength that is a cut above that of the average demon slayer. When he is angry, his control over his emotions swiftly evaporates, and he becomes even more dangerous. When he is in this state, he may even face off against some of the strongest demons, such as upper rank demons. Number 4. It is his demon slayer mark that improves his power. The moment Muichiro's body temperature rises to 39 degrees Celsius and his pulse rate hits 200 beats per minute during his meeting with higher rank 5 Gyoko, Muichiro's mark becomes visible. When the mark is present, both his offensive and defensive skills are substantially improved, giving him the power to not only control a badly poisoned body, but also to kill an upper rank by himself. He moves more quickly and gains strength while his mark is active. Muichiro will immediately start to experience the effects of various attacks as soon as his mark disappears, at which point the poison will begin to take effect. Now looking into his weapons, Muichiro uses a standard Nichirin katana, which is normally white, but which, when imbued with his Demon Slayer mark, turns vivid crimson. He wields a square sword with hollow rectangles at each corner. Along with his katana, Muichiro also carries a standard black sword sheath. He also attacks using his signature breathing style, the mist breathing, which are of 7 types. The first form, called low clouds, distant haze, starts them off with a powerful thrust, in which the practitioner imagines their sword enhanced with clouds of mist to increase the forcefulness of its forward motion. The second form, known as 8-layered mist, uses a succession of fast forward slashes. The third form, Scattering Mist Splash, is a powerful circular slash with the ability to deflect projectiles and shatter them into small pieces. With the fourth form, Shifting Flow Slash, the user releases their sword in a manner akin to quick draw methods before darting toward their opponent. The final slash is then swiftly delivered from beneath the target. The fifth form, Sea of Clouds and Haze, is defined by a flurry of slashes that are dealt after the user runs in the direction of their opponent. The slashes cover a vast area, totally obscuring the user's movements to any onlookers. Possibly the most daring of the group, the sixth form, Lunar Dispersing Mist. The user flips over and unleashes a barrage of downward strikes, each of which is capable of wiping out hundreds of foes in a single motion. The seventh form, which Muichiro himself invented and gave the name Obscuring Clouds, a technique that simulates misty clouds across a wide area. To throw off their opponent, the person quickly modifies their movement speed. When the user reveals themselves, their movement seems to happen very slowly, yet when they conceal, it happens quite quickly. So, there you have it. Now you know who Muichiro Tokito, the Mist Pillar of Demon Slayer, is. If you enjoyed this video and want to enjoy more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification icon so that you never miss an upload.